Sam's actually drilling my undercarriage. Let's see how he's doing.
Gonna want to get oh, there it goes. Yep, cool. That's it. It's out. Easy. Why is it that so many auto repair shops have a poor reputation? This invoice for over $900 was provided to a family member of mine for a fuel pump plus install at a local auto repair chain. But the car in question seemingly ran just fine and it wasn't experiencing any leaks in the fuel system. Now, maybe that doesn't mean 100% that something internally hasn't failed and requires a new fuel pump, but just didn't make a lot of sense. So when my stepmom called and asked if she should have her Crown Victoria's fuel pump replaced at the shop, I told her to hold on to this quote and we could diagnose it long distance to see if it was necessary. And I'm really glad she called because what we were about to find out was that either this shop was extremely dishonest or incompetent. Corey initially took this car to the shop because a check engine light came up on the dashboard, and when she would go to pump gas, the car would hardly take any before clicking off. And while we're all probably familiar with that latter problem, the check engine light could literally be anything. So I mailed her one of my really basic $30 diagnostic scanners just to see why this light was on. The process literally took her a couple minutes and we generated a code related to the fuel system, but it had nothing to do with the fuel pump. P0193 is for a fuel pressure rail sensor, which is a $30 part that can be swapped in literally 2 minutes on the top of your engine bay. And it has nothing to do with the fuel pump located inside the fuel tank on the underside of the car. Now this brings me back to my original question. Why is it that auto repair shops tend to get a bad reputation? If they were actually to replace the fuel pump here, the same sensor would still remain, and it obviously wouldn't fix that light on the dashboard. This specific job is so easy to DIY that in a moment I won't be doing it by myself like usual, but I'll be doing it with my stepmom. At the same time, we'll service her car and get rid of that annoying problem she's experiencing at the gas pump so we can actually fill her up. And it's proof that basic stuff like this on simple cars like her Crown Victoria are worth the time and savings to do yourself and do it right. And once we fix this car, the only real downside to it will be its fuel economy, which is okay because there's a huge upside, and that is Upside, the app that gets you cash back every time you fill your tank. Upside's map shows you all the closest gas stations in your vicinity and their current prices along with their cashback offerings. All you have to do is claim an offer, then check in, fill up, and the cashback will be applied in just a few days. And some stations even offer cashback on the items they sell in store, like drinks and snacks. And besides the savings that you'll see at the pump, Upside also allows you to earn cashback at local grocery stores and restaurants, which is really sweet because a few months back, a new restaurant opened up in my town and they had a bonus cash offer of 20% back. What better way to try out a new dinner spot than to earn cash back while you eat? And when it comes time to cash out this cash back, well, guess what? It is real tangible cash that can go straight to your bank account or be sent to you through PayPal, or you can redeem it for really usable gift cards at places like Amazon or Walmart. All you have to do is download the Upside app. It's totally free and you can get it by hitting the link in the description box. Make sure you use promo code Samcrac during sign up. That's going to get you $5 or more cash back on your first $10 spent. It's really that easy. Just hit that link, make sure you use code Samcrac during sign up, and start earning yourself some sweet cash back. All right, so everything under here looks very similar to that blue Mustang that I was working on recently. A little bit cleaner, a little bit newer, and actually a little bit easier. Really big front end, big engine compartment to work in.
Nice and wide.
Very wide. I mean, we got a lot of room on each side of the engine. We're going to pull all 4 of our coil packs out on each side. What do you think? You want to turn a wrench and pull a couple spark plugs out?
So you're saying you're going to teach me how to not have to have you around anymore?
You know what? No, we don't want to have that happen. Well,
Okay.
I'll just do it. Let's get started. Get the ratchet, sockets. What other tools do we need?
The only other tool we need is you.
We got to pull each coil pack harness, and I think we can get around this air intake. All you do is pull on the bottom. We're going to pull 4 of them. So there's 2, 3. I'm going to get around you here, Ma. 4. Do you want to do this?
I can try.
All right, so just, oh, no, now you can't do it. It's stuck. I'm stuck.
Uh-oh.
All right, all of them are out. 4 brand new spark plugs. This tune-up at the dealership would cost you, I don't know, several $100s. We're gonna get it done for what? Whatever the spark plugs cost, 30 bucks. All right, Mom, I need your torque wrench magic on this, okay? So when it gets really tight and you know it's tight, make the noise, all right?
Okay. Click. And click.
All right, perfect. Those are all good. All brand new on this side, and while our air intake's off, because we're gonna put this all back on right now so we don't lose anything, let's go ahead and swap this air filter out.
Yep.
There's the brand new one. This car's gonna be about 4 or 5 horsepower faster now that you have that clean air filter.
Okay, air filter in.
I'm gonna throw the intake back on and on to the next one. So I'm gonna just undo a couple of these wiring harnesses, Mom, and then you're gonna pull them out just like you did the other side.
Saying I have to pull it out for you?
Well, it will be helpful, yeah.
Okay. I have a feeling this side's gonna be a little tougher than the other.
What do you think?
Isn't this a fuel line?
This is definitely a fuel line, yep. Not too worried about it yet. I mean, again, remember these are flexible down, so we'll be able to bend it and yank it.
The little 7mm screws that I'm worried about.
Next up, we do the trans fluid. Can you say trans fluid anymore? Is that okay in this world?
I think as long as you're talking about cars, you're
Yeah.
okay.
See, it says it right there on the, it says trans fluid, right there. You're getting the job done without me, Mom? I mean, like, walk away for a second, it's almost done.
I wish. How do you know when it's out?
It'll just be real loose and it'll keep spinning. And you'll see it at the tip, like that. It's out, perfect. So, we gotta know from you guys in the comment section, what power stroke should Stepmom get? A lot of 7.3 fans out there, I know that. And then there's the 6 liter. Some people have issues with those, but there's also like kind of a cult following on those. I don't think anybody likes the 6.4 liter, like 2008 to 2010 models. And then everything after that costs a lot more, but is a lot more reliable. So you guys let us know. What do you think? You have any idea on any of these?
I'm just worried about my bank account.
So I'm pretty sure this sensor right here, it's a fuel pressure sensor, is the culprit of at least one of the check engine lights that came on. And this is really easy to replace. Right on top of the fuel rail here, 2 8mm screws. Brand new Bosch part right here. Real nice, just plug it back in. And I'm hoping that saves you $900.
Do we need any other parts?
Everything
parts
looks
store?
good, but you mentioned something earlier, and I think we should do it. Showed right here.
Oh yes.
What'd you say about that?
It looks like it's cracking. Is that some cracking on my
Yeah,
belt?
it does look a bit worn, and a belt is super cheap and super easy to fix. This is something, again, a dealership or shop would probably charge you minimum half an hour to an hour to do. A couple $100 repair. These belts are like 10 to 20 bucks at the store, and let's go get one. Let's throw it on.
Are you actually going to be able to replace it?
Oh yeah.
So if we take this belt off and put a new one on,
We're
I'll be
gonna
able
go-
to start the Crown Vic,
We're
right?
gonna go get the belt according to what it is for a Crown Vic. So we're gonna leave this on here in the case that the auto parts store doesn't have one.
So Sam, we're going to the auto parts store?
Yeah, we gotta get a bunch of stuff just to finish up our job. Rivets, rivet gun. We need some grease for your hood latch, and the belt that you saw was cracked.
And how many of these parts did you have at home that you didn't bring to fix your mom's car?
I probably had all of them except for the belt because, well, you know what? No, I have a belt on the Mustang. I could have just brought you that one since that car is, so I had all of them actually.
And how long did that car sit out?
I don't even want to tell you, Mom. I mean, but hey, I didn't borrow any money from you on that car because it was only $500, so it was like,
I know, you
yeah.
paid for it all by yourself like a big boy.
well, with the residual money left over from the last wire, so. All right, brand new serpentine belt. This is super simple. We already took a picture of the belt orientation here, so if we forget it, which I will, we'll remember. So, real simple. This is a, you want to do it?
I'll try.
Okay, 3/8, you're gonna do it because you're stronger than me. 3/8 inch extension. You see that square right there? You're gonna here. I'll set it for you, and then you can pull, and I'll pull the belt off. All right. So right there, you're just gonna push it down like that.
Down.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get in there.
Got it? There you go. That's it. You're good. You can let go. All right. See, the old belt has the cracks right here. So this was worn. This is no good. And here's our brand new good belt. All right. New serpentine belt. Spark plugs. What else we do? Fuel sensor. What
Air
else?
filter.
Air filter.
Now it's onto the fuel tank.
We're gonna do the last thing, the most difficult of the bunch, but really not that difficult. The evap tank, the thing that allows everything to breathe, you know, because there needs to be some sort of ventilation in the fuel system. And you told me that what's happening is when you're filling up at the gas pump, it stops, right? Like it intermittently stops. So this is gonna fix that. You're gonna be able to fill up in one shot.
Sam's actually drilling my undercarriage. Let's see how he's doing.
Gonna want to get your, oh, there it goes. Yep, cool. That's it. It's out. It's out. So there it is. This is the old vapor canister next to our brand new replacement. What a lot of people do is they'll actually just take the hoses off in here and they'll find where the clog is. But this car is in really nice shape. What I want to do for you, Mom, is make sure it's good for several tens of thousands of more miles. So we're replacing it. This part was only about $150, and sometimes this electronic part right here could have been the culprit to that check engine light you were having. So the fact that we're getting everything brand new in one shot makes me feel better about it. It doesn't cost much more. All we got to do is put this back in. We're going to rivet it back in place like it was, screw it up in place, connect the hoses, connect all the lines, and you're set.
I won't have to jiggle the nozzle, play with it all the time.
No. All right, so this is out one more time, and now we're gonna look. The arrow is going that way, which means it needs to face this way. We need to plug this one in. Yes.
Yeah, which way is
the arrow's this way. Tank to the engine, right? Don't worry when it stalls out and you get that check engine light, we'll know we put it on the wrong way. My two nuts are right here, Corey. Okay, I'll hold the nuts.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna put them right next to me. I'm just gonna slide this kind of like it was loosely back in place. I want to kind of get it lined up. There we go. This is clipped. Okay. Now we can slide this and push it up, and then the nuts right here.
Underneath
There's
your
one.
head.
Yep.
Thanks for the nut.
Yep. Always. And then we'll just do those loose for right now.
Okay.
Because we're going to connect the lines and then we're going to rivet this back in place and then we'll tighten everything. All right, Mom, here we go. I'm going to get in. We're going to prime the fuel pump. Make sure it sounds all right. So we'll do this a couple times. See any check engines? Everything sounds good. Let's check for fuel underneath. Sound good?
Sounds great.
That's at least like a $500.
Definitely, at least.
Clean air filter, new plugs, new fuel pressure sensor.
Everything. She's still got the things on the windows here too, huh? Gotta see how this feels back here. I mean, this is, oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
This is inhumane.
Imagine they don't leave the AC on.
Yeah. Now I get why they're still giving inmates in California those stimulus checks.
So let's go ahead and take it for a test drive and see how it runs.
Let's do it. Mom, I'm tired. I got to be honest with you. We did a lot of work outside, some of it in the rain.
Yes.
We got it done. My big question for you is it a little bit of change up in work for you? How do you like working on cars?
I kind of like working on cars.
Yeah?
It's lots of fun, especially working with you, my stepson.
You know, you did a great job putting the belt on. That was like a real...
Why do they not ever go back the way they're supposed to?
It's so funny because I can think of a million times when, just like I told you, I said, oh, let's just replace the belt. It's cheap, it's quick. 30 minutes later, we're like looking up different diagrams. And of course...
You took a picture of it.
Yeah, since this is a very like common engine used in Fords, a couple different cars have different accessories, right? So we look up a 4.6 belt diagram, and what does it show us? It shows us one for an F-150, for an Expedition, and for a lot of different things. But again, you did a good job, and anytime anything goes wrong in the future now, even if it costs me a little bit of money, now you know it's worth it to help you out in that way, instead of just coming and being your like your maintenance boy for the day.
But then you would never show up, and never see you other than for holidays.
So, okay, a couple questions that you guys asked in the comments section. Let's run through the most popular ones, starting with your first car. Now, I know what your first car is, and I don't think they're even going to believe you. It's a strange one. Go ahead.
It's a Astrovan.
An Astrovan?
Astrovan. Contractor grade Astrovan.
And you only got that because it was a hand-me-down, right?
It was a hand-me-down. It was something that was kind of passed down to me. It was actually partial payment for some other work that my dad had done. So it was a hand-me-down. I always had to have a gallon of water, a quart of oil, duct tape, and chewing gum in that car.
So you've worked on cars before. This is not your first time.
Yes, I've worked on cars before. I've also worked on diesel engines before.
Diesel engine? Geez, like, I can't believe you just didn't jump in here and get this done. This was like a cinch compared to a diesel engine. So I have to ask, what is the chewing gum for then?
The chewing gum kind of helped fix some leaks along with the duct tape in some lines.
You're a pioneer. You know, they've invented so many products to stop leaks and things like that, and you were doing it with chewing gum.
Yes,
so good for you. Look at, you're driving a police car Crown Vic. Like you're can I say you're a simple woman?
I am, but like if I'm gonna upgrade, I'd want to upgrade. All right, Sam, I can ask you a question.
Sure.
I got a question about how you learn to fix all these cars. Are you like professionally trained? Did you go to school?
I am as far from a professional as it gets. And as you saw with the serpentine belt, I hardly know what I'm doing, but I can read a diagram, I can read a shop manual, and it all started when I wanted a cheap German car, specifically an old Mercedes and an old Audi, and I was told, don't buy those, you're gonna go to the dealership, and they're gonna cost you thousands of dollars to repair, so just don't do it. But I had to have the car. I figured there was another way. The first car I repaired was an Audi TT. It was a Quattro with the 225 horsepower, and the thermostat went out. But that caused the cooling fan to have a problem and a few other things in the cooling system. And what you learn is cooling systems are fairly simple. So replaced pretty much all the stuff in that cooling system, got the car back on the road, sold it immediately because I got scared of it, but made a couple $1,000s doing that. So I went and I bought that Mercedes I really wanted, and it had a leaky radiator. Freaked me out. Fixed the radiator, and well, now I can figure I can do everything, but again, the only thing I'm really having a tough time with lately is serpentine belts.
You'll get over it.
So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this crossover collaboration with my stepmom, Corey. If you want to follow her, she's at... This channel was removed, but you guys know where to find her. Mom, again, thank you very much for hosting me. Again, I really hope you had fun. I know cars aren't the most exciting thing on the world, but it's, I guess it's a change of scenery, right?
Yes, and I like a good change every once in a while, and I'm happy that you were able to come down and actually fix my car.
It's running really good.
Yes, it is.
All right, guys, thank you guys for watching so much, and I'll catch you very soon.